amazing success in Nigeria. She's ready to scale this program across Africa to help bring digital and technical skills to women across Africa. This is a much needed set of skills to help enhance careers and livelihoods, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deborah, and I work with Tech for Dev. So I'd like to tell you a story about a young lady called Fatima Ahmed. Fatima is one of the beneficiaries of the Women Techsters program, and she's come from an underserved community in Ilorin in Nigeria. Fatima looked for a job for a really long time and stumbled on the Women Techsters program through a friend of ours. She went through our 2-week training program, and at the end of the training, she was able to get an internship placement as a front-end developer with a top software company in Lagos. 3 weeks into the internship, Fatima did get selected into the Microsoft Leap Engineering program, which is Microsoft's commitment towards building women software engineers in Nigeria and in Africa. There are a lot of women out there who want to be just like Fatima, but do not have access to the requisite skills to do so. And this is because there's a huge gender gap between men and women in the technology ecosystem in Nigeria and across Africa. As you can see behind me, for every 10 people in technology in Nigeria and Africa, 9 are men and 1 is a woman. So the Women Techsters program was actually born out of the need to bridge the digital divide between men and women in the technology ecosystem. Our mission is further strengthened by an African proverb that says, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Yeah, thank you. So women play a very vital role in economic development, and we think it's very important to provide them access to such opportunities. So talking a bit about the Women Techsters program the Women Techsters is an experiential learning program for women within the ages of 16 to 40, teaching them digital and deep tech skills across 5 tracks: web and mobile development, games development, Internet of Things, data science, and artificial intelligence. And we did this with 3 objectives in mind. We wanted the women to get access to jobs. We wanted them to study STEM at a more advanced level, and we wanted them to actually go start up their own technology businesses. So we did a pilot called the Nigerian Women Techsters, which was done in Nigeria, and we had tremendous results. We've trained over 2,475 women across 12 communities in 12 states in Nigeria, and 25% of them are currently in a STEM-related course right now in universities and advanced level. 70% of them have started careers in STEM, and 5% of them are starting their own businesses at sort of like an MVP level. Here are some of the partners that made this possible for us: Microsoft, GIZ, and some of the state governments in Nigeria. And so I know the big question in people's minds are, how many more Fatimas can we train? Are there job opportunities for them out there? I would say a big yes. According to the IFC, by 2030, 230 million jobs in sub-Saharan Africa will require digital skills. And hence the reason why we have this ambitious goal where we're going to train 5 million women by 2030 across Africa. So what do we need to get to where we're going? Partners, partners, partners. We need financial partners who could support our learning delivery. We need technology and infrastructure partners such as partners connectivity that could provide us innovation hubs, corporate partners, and among others. And we also need learning delivery partners that could help us strengthen our curriculum and provide some sort of mentorship for our women. You could follow us, our progress and our work at our website and our social media handles. And we do hope that you help us to be able to get women a place in the future of work. Thank you.
Okay, if our acceleration partners could please join us on stage. Thank you, Deborah. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name is Ashit Patel, and I work with Salesforce, where we believe that the business of business is to improve the state of the world. What you're doing is amazing because, as we all know, that a key driver of GDP is a very vibrant, strong, skilled women in workforce. And that's what you enable at scale and with very low cost. You've proven that in Nigeria, and as you guys reach out across the African continent and beyond, I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys develop the tech partnership as well as corporate partnerships to make that happen, and would like to hear more thoughts from you on that.
Okay, so thank you. We're looking to the kind of a bit of partnerships that we're working on in terms of technical partnerships. We're looking for learning delivery, like I said earlier, learning delivery partners. We're looking to strengthen our curriculum. So we're looking for some sort of like organizations that have content. So we're looking towards like building like a larger platform where we can aggregate content for the women to actually go on in their learning phase, to actually go learn more on the platform. So it's one thing to come to the program for 2 weeks. It's another thing because this is a lifelong journey, and it's important that there are access to resources for them to be able to go ahead and do this. So that's very important to us. Then the mentorship as well for the women, it's very, very important to us. We're looking for organizations who are passionate about women and their development and can serve as some sort of like role models to these women. Because one of the surveys that we did personally, one of the major reasons why the women said they were not interested in technology was because most of the role models, right, are male. So
hi, my name is Mariamai Brhanu. I am by profession a civil engineer. I've been working in civil engineering for about 10 years now, and I also did my master's in civil engineering. So I learned about the Take for Dave program on Facebook, and when I saw it, I was actually excited because it said a 6 months program. It used to worry me if I joined Take, it would like take me like the usual university programs, maybe 5 years, 4 years. I used to think like that. So when I saw it was a 6 months program, it relieved me. And so I took the exam, and fortunately I passed, which was really great for me. I used to think that it was a complicated thing. Coding, whatever Take courses, I used to think they were very complicated. And when I joined, I learned that coding is simply a language, and you learn just like you learn French, just like you learn English, and then like you learn language to programming language. So that's the first thing, that I learned when I joined the Tech for Dev program. I joined the data science program. So with everything is all about solution giving and all about making good business decisions. So it's all about simplifying things, which really rhymes with my thinking pattern. I learned how to think, I learned how to ask critical questions, and I also learned how to, answer those questions critically and to the point. And I also learned that how I can, with the soft skills and everything, how I can communicate what I have worked on, because there are layman people and there are also people like us. So they have to integrate, in order to understand each other, and that I learned it through visualizations and also through the soft skills. So it was a really good 6 months stay for me. Thank God I managed it. So this seems like how my Tech for Dave story is. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from wherever you're joining us from. Good morning, good evening. My name is Oluwafunsho. I am the digital media lead at Tech for Dev. Happy to be joining you from Lagos, Nigeria. And I am not here alone. I am also here with Oluwatoyin. I will allow our introduce herself. Tony, how are you today?
Hi, for sure. Hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here. So good afternoon, ladies. I can see a lot of people joining in already. We're excited to be here, and we hope that we're able to answer a lot of your questions today.
Oh, okay. So thank you very much, Tony. How has it been so far? I think that would be my question. We launched on Thursday, the 27th of April. How has it been so far for the Women Techsters Fellowship class of 2024 application?
Okay, so it's been amazing. If you've seen our videos online when we were launching, you could have told from our expression, the excitement we had when we launched. It's amazing knowing that we're going into 22 African countries this year, and that we have a vision to, train 3,000 young women across that 22 different countries in Africa. So far, it's been an amazing journey. We've had a lot of applications from different countries in these 24 African countries. Even outside these 24 African countries, we've had applicants, putting in their application, hoping to stand out and, get a chance to be a part of the fellowship program. We've had over 2,000 plus applications and still counting, right? That was as at when I checked it the last time. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey. We've gotten your application, we've received them, we're excited, and we're still expecting more because there's a 1 month period for the application to close. So we're sure that a lot of people are still finding out, oh, how do I put in the best application? How do I ensure that my application stands out? Hence the info session. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey so far for we at Women Techsters team.
I can imagine. We've been getting a lot of feedback, DMs, comment sections is filled up with obviously people that want to join in on the program class of 2024, and we're really excited to have your applications. So for those that don't know about the Women Techsters Fellowship, Tony, can you just speak on what the program is all about so that they can understand if they should apply or not?
Okay, all right. So the Women Techsters Fellowship Program is a free 1 year experiential learning program, right? It's a technology upskilling program which aims at empowering young girls and women from the ages of 16 to 40 across Africa with global in-demand skills that are relevant to start a career or even a business in the tech space. The program aims to bridge the digital technology divide between men and women, and like we all can relate to, when you get to tech organizations, you'll probably count 10 to 15 men before you get to find a woman or a lady working in that space. So that was one of the visions that we saw when we started Women Techsters Initiative, to be able to bridge this gender divide in the tech space. And yes, and we want to be able to contribute in increasing the technology pipeline for our local technology ecosystem by building the current gender divide. Want to be able to provide access to internship for young women across Africa, not just internship, even freelancing opportunities for them. We want to be able to equip and also soft skills. So when you put in for the Women Techsters Fellowship application program, besides the fact that you get to learn technical and in-demand tech skills, you also get to learn soft skills that are relevant to your growth and career advancement in the tech space. So we get to teach you things about how to build the right CV, how to ace your interviews, in the workspace, how do you manage yourself, how just everything ranging from soft skills you get to learn in the Women Techsters Fellowship program. The training is 6 months intensive. It's instructor-led, meaning you get to come to class each day, you get to see your instructor do hands-on practicals that you can follow, that you can walk through, right? So yeah, it's pretty much an intensive program that is all compassing. You get to learn a lot of things on the Women Techsters Fellowship.
So if I were to ask you, Tony, what would you say is like the ideal candidate that should apply for the Women Techsters Fellowship program? Toyin, can you hear me? Okay, so I guess I don't know if everyone can hear me, but I can't get you to Toyin. But I was asking her what an ideal candidate would look like, and I would say that generally, Toyin, welcome back. I lost you for a minute.
Yeah, I also lost you very well, but I can hear you now. You're asking for
So,
an ideal
what
candidate.
would
Who an ideal
yeah,
candidate?
exactly. What would be like our ideal candidate for the Women Techsters Fellowship Program?
Okay, so I would say an ideal candidate would be someone who is really, really passionate about, changing her life with the opportunity that the program can bring. Like someone who has recognized what tech can do to not just her personal life, but that of her community and her family as well. And this lady or this young woman is also, passionate enough to dedicate her time and her resources, because the fellowship program is really, really intensive. It's quite intensive, and there will be some points where you just want to give up and you'll be like, I can't do this no more. So an ideal candidate would be someone who is, who is willing to dedicate time, is hardworking, is a team player, because you're not just in it alone, right? You are in it with women across 22 African countries. There are cultural nuances that you would have to learn how to work with. You understand? So the person is ready, is motivated, is determined, is ready to be a team player, ready to give it her all, ready to dedicate her time, and also identifies what tech can do to her life and that of her future. So that would be the ideal candidate for the Women Texas Fellowship program.
I see a number of comments asking if this is our first rodeo. Can you speak to the fact that this is not the first time we are having the fellowship? We've had some classes, the number of people we've graduated, what the program has achieved so far, even up until now.
Okay, yeah. So this is not the first time we're launching the Women Texas Fellowship application. This is in fact class of 2024. So we've had class of 2022, and our most recent class was class of 2023, where we graduated 847 young women across 8 different learning tracks from 15 different African countries. The class of 2022 recorded over 200 graduates. That was one of the first Women Techsters Fellowship program. But prior to that, we had Nigerian Women Techsters, which was sort of like what bettered the Women Techsters initiative, and then, brought about the fellowship, the bootcamp, the Open Day Tech Girls Drive, and other programs under the Women Techsters initiative. So yeah, we've trained a lot of women. Our application for class of 2023, we had 14,782 women apply, and we admitted 1,398 women. And this set of women, we had 847 graduates from the fellowship class of 2023. So similar to what we've done before, we're just expanding, in terms of reaching more people, ensuring that we were able to reach women who need this opportunity. We recognize that there are over millions of women in Africa, right? Our goal is to reach 5 million women by 2030. So it's important that we keep upscaling, keep increasing the number of countries we are in, hence the class of 2024, where we are targeting to reach 3,000 women across 22 African countries. So yeah, this is not the first time. We've reached over 1,000 women with the fellowship program, and even more than that with all our other sub programs put together.
Oh, that's great. You said something about expansion, and I know that we've been in 15 African countries. Can you speak to the 15 African countries, and if the expansion that we are having now, just speak to the general expansion we're having for class of 2024? Yeah. Hello, Tony, can you hear me? I don't know if Tony can hear me, but I know I asked the question about what African countries we are in, and just recently we expanded to 7 African countries, and we are now in 22 African countries. And the 22 African countries are Nigeria, obviously, Ethiopia, Egypt, DR Congo, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Algeria, Sudan, Morocco, Angola, Ghana, Mozambique, Madagascar, Botswana, Gambia, Liberia, Rwanda. I think I mentioned South Sudan, Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe. Yes, I think I have Twin back. Twin, we lost you for a minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Just
Okay.
can you hear me also?
Yes, I can hear you now. So I was speaking
Okay.
about the expansion to 22 African countries, and I was just telling them about the countries we are in
Okay.
currently. Okay, so
Okay.
moving on from that, most people would ask, okay, we read about the program, we know that it is something I want to apply for. How do I apply for the fellowship? What are the steps towards applying or taking advantage of this program?
Okay. So the fellowship application has three major stages, right, before you are able to get the admission letter, and then we onboard you and orient you and then welcome you to the program. So three major phases. The first is the general call for application, in which you get to fill an application form. The link is already out. Like we mentioned, we launched the application last week Thursday, so you can find the link on our bio on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. You can find the link there. It's very, very, very advisable that you click on the link directly from the bio, right? And you are not just trying to copy and paste from the banner to your web browser, because there's a possibility you miss out on maybe a dot or a slash, and then you are getting an invalid link. So directly click on the link in each of the bios that you see across all social media platforms. So once you do that, you'll be asked a couple of questions. Now, before you go ahead to fill your application form, it's important that you read all the instructions that are stated, right? You'll be required to write some essays, about 3 or 4 essays. Read about what the essay entails, write it down somewhere else, proofread it, ensure that it's good to go before putting it into your application. And then you'll also be required to submit a 2 minute video stating why you should be accepted into the Women Texas Fellowship Program. So the video is just supposed to tell us what makes you unique. Why do you stand out? Why should we pick you? As opposed to 1,000 more women vying for the same spot, because we wish we can, but we can't pick everybody that applies for the Women Texas Fellowship Program. And it's important that something stands you out. So the video is one way you can do that. The video is one way you can show us how important the fellowship program means to you. So you're able to tell us why, tell us how it's going to change your life, tell us the learning track you're applying for, why that learning track, just within a 2 minute video. So it's important you do that video, you upload it on YouTube, private sharing, and then you share that link to us, an accessible link where we get to watch the video and see what your motivation is. And then after the general application form, which is stage one, we move to stage two, which tests your technical abilities. It's important that you have digital literacy, like basic digital literacy, because the fellowship program is an advanced training program, like I've mentioned before. It's not a basic program, right? So we don't get to start teaching you how to use your computer and all of that. So it's important that you have some sort of knowledge in the learning track that you are trying to be selected for. We are able to know that, oh, okay, you've done research in so. So most times um we advise our applicants to make use of this time to do some research on the learning track they're applying for. If I'm interested in product management, I have to go and read up on it. What's product management? What are the career opportunities in product management? Foundatory knowledge of product management. So the second stage is that assessment stage that sorts of test your knowledge on the learning track you're applying for, and also your basic digital literacy skill. And then we have the final stage, which is our alumni-led interview stage. So you get to meet some of our alumni, they interview you, they get to know you, they get to, just ask questions that help us to know you better, help us to know what the program means to you, and maybe there's any more clarity you need before committing into the fellowship program. So those are the three stages of being selected into the Women in Class Fellowship program.
Oh, interesting. Thank you very much, Toyin. So another question that I would ask, do you need to have like a background in technology, or do you need to have graduated from a university, or what's like the academic criteria for signing up for this program?
No, 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 no. You don't have to. In fact, we've had cases where, we've had SSC graduates, people that just finished secondary school, have not gotten into any higher institutions like maybe polytechnic, universities, as we call it here in Nigeria, or colleges, as you might probably know, apply for the fellowship program and, they get in. So what's important is the fact that you are ready to learn and you are ready to learn fast. You might need to put in extra work in comparison to those who probably already have some sort of advantage, right? Maybe coming from a science background or coming from a tech space, you might need to put in extra work to be able to catch up and all of that. But that's not the criteria. In fact, one thing that we do recognize is transitioning in the tech space. We take it very seriously. So we encourage people from non-tech backgrounds or without university degree or without a college degree to apply as long as they are ready to put in the work and all that it takes.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you very much, Tony. A lot of people might ask, this program that you are talking about, it sounds too good to be true. How much are we even paying for this program? How much is our school fees, or how much is this tuition that we are going to have to pay to enjoy all of these opportunities that you are telling us to apply for?
One of the most exciting thing about the fellowship program is the fact that it's free, right? Learning a tech skill is pretty much expensive, like it's cost intensive. When you begin to check the cost of taking classes online, even take the typical learning platforms that you have, online that you take courses from, you discover the price that they charge for just a little bit of concept within those tech space, and you would wonder how people are able to afford it. Now, all of our programs are tech for devs. They are free. So the Make Excess Fellowship application is also free. You don't have to pay anything. However, it's important that you have a working device like a laptop that you can use. You are able to cater for your data stipends. I remember getting an email sometime this week asking if we're going to be providing data stipends for fellows to learn. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that because we're already providing a very, very cost intensive um, application for you for free. You get to learn these things that you would have cost an arm and a leg somewhere else, totally free. So there's no cost involved. Just be able to get your internet ready for classes, get your device ready for classes, and your time. So really, it is cost free.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Just making sure that you were done speaking because you were breaking for a bit. So
Oh,
speaking to the timeline of the fellowship, like a lot of people would say that, oh, they currently have a 9 to 5. So people say they are in school. Some people say they are currently writing exams. How do we balance all of these things together? And have there been like testimonials of people who have done the same or gone through the same process? Do you think that a 9 to 5 person, or somebody that has like a business, or somebody that has just had a child, would be able to take up this kind of opportunity? Or you think that you just need to um, be in charge of your own time to be able to participate in the program?
yeah, thank you, Funsho. So, having a 9 to 5 is not a factor for you not to enroll in the application program. Like you should not be laid back by that. We've had a lot of women in our program who had 9 to 5, who had their daily jobs, who were also students. Just different categories of women. The most important thing is that you're able to manage your time properly. You're able to factor in how you're going to make the program work alongside what it is that your normal day-to-day activities are. So yes, time management is very, very important. You can start learning that now just so that you're fully prepared when classes start as to how to properly manage your time to ensure that you're in class, you do your assessments, you submit your course projects. You can always go over recordings, during the later hours of the day, like burn the midnight oil, place to ensure that you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. But it's not a problem. You can have a day-to-day life. You can have a job and still participate in the fellowship program. We've had women who do it, who did it, and they did it well. They graduated with beautiful grades. They didn't just graduate just like that. They did well and they were outstanding. So you can also do it. So we strongly advise that you put in your application if you're really concerned about doing it, if you're motivated enough to do it.
So how many hours do you need to participate in the program in a day? What's like the curriculum looking like in terms of investment of time? How many hours would you need to give?
Well, you need 5 hours per day. Classes are from 9 to 2 p.m., right? And sometimes you'd also have to stay back for what's it called? For course activity, group works, meeting the people that you're going to study your study groups. Yes, like you'd have to have sessions with them. You'd have to work on projects together, so you'd need an average of 6 hours per day if we were to just count those extra times with it. And there are some times that your facilitator will probably want to schedule after classes for those that didn't probably understand during the main classes. So yeah, so let's say in a week 30 hours in a week is what you need to devote, making 6 hours per day. So that's the um, time frame for the fellowship program.
Okay, just because I have seen the back end of the application and I've seen a number of um, guys apply for this program, can you speak on who is supposed to apply for this program in terms of gender? Is it a gender specific program, and can all gender apply?
Okay. All right. So the Women Texas Fellowship Program, as it is called, is strictly for women. It's the Women Texas Fellowship Program. It's gender specific. While I was talking about the program generally, I mentioned how that one of the objectives of the program is to be able to bridge the gender divide between the men and women in the tech space. So this is why the program is gender specific. It's strictly for women, and yeah, it's not open to all gender. It's just women. Women are the only ones allowed to apply.
Okay, please can you run through the learning tracks available again so that people can know what opportunities they have before we start maybe going into specific questions that I'm seeing in the comment section.
Okay, all right. So we have 8 learning tracks, right? We have blockchain, we have 3D and mixed reality, we have cybersecurity, we have data science, we have mobile application, we have product design, product management, and lastly, software development. However, our software development learning track is split into two. So there's software development. You can major in the front end or you can major in the back end track. So you get to, select which of those tracks you want to major in. So those are the 8 learning tracks we have. I'll take it again: blockchain, 3D and mixed reality, cybersecurity, data science, software development, product management, product design, and mobile application.
Okay. What's the language of learning? Because I know that we're in 22 African countries. Not all countries have their
Okay.
official language as English language. So can you speak to the language of learning?
Okay, so the language of learning is English. While we are opening up applications to countries that, what's it called, do not have their official language in English, in the tech space, the language that is mostly recognized for learning, for working, for building a career in the tech space is English. So it's important that we're able to do the training in that language. However, as time goes on, we'll be open to creating resources and building a structure to accommodate people who do not understand or speak English. But for now, the official language of learning is in English.
Okay, someone would ask and say that how do I participate in this learning? Is it physical training? Where do we converge? How do I meet with the Women Techsters team to come and have my classes? What's the mode of learning?
Okay, so it's virtual. um, it's a virtual training. You do not have to physically converge at any spot. You do not have to physically meet at anywhere. You just have to be at the comfort of your home, your offices, wherever it is you want to take the classes from. It's virtual, however, it's instructor led. It's not self-paced, meaning that you don't get to, watch a video at your own time convenience. There's a fixed time for classes that you have to show up, and there's a fixed time for assignments that you have to turn in. You don't get to do those things at your own leisure or at your own spare time. It's instructor led. You have to follow the pace of your instructor, listen to your instructor, but you don't have to physically meet at anywhere. So that takes away the cost of transportation, as some other programs would have it.
Oh, that's great. I think that let's just go into the comment section and then pull up some of the questions that some people are asking. Somebody asked earlier that somebody that is about to clock 16 years old, are they able to participate? So the person is probably 15 plus, about to be
Mhm.
16. Would you advise such person to apply?
Yes, 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 I would. And I would even take it, I would also expand to even those that probably are above 40, right? Maybe you're before 16 and then you're above 40. I would I would advise that you apply. Now the key is to put in an outstanding application. Ensure you give us a very good reason why we should look at your application and give you a chance, right? I'm particularly excited about the young lady who is 15, because being 15 and being able to recognize such a wonderful opportunity is an amazing thing, and I'm proud of you for doing that. So I would say take your time to ensure that you cross all the T's and dot all the I's in your application and give it your shot. I'm rooting for you, and hopefully your application stands out and you're given a chance. So irrespective of the age range, I encourage you to apply, and let's see what we can do with your application.
So somebody said, what do we do during our registration? I'm guessing she's saying, how can I stand out in my application? Hi, Tony, can you hear me? Tony, let me know if you can hear me. Someone was asking if how can they stand out in an application? Okay, since I can't hear Tony, I'll just speak to that. I think that just like every other application or scholarship program that you would want to apply for, it's important that you put your best foot forward. I think one of the major challenge that people would usually have is reading instructions, and that is almost evident in this particular class of 2024. There are instructions there clearly telling you how to apply for the program. When you click on the link, it takes you to a page where you can then read through to see the instruction. The instruction most times will let you know the kind of application you are expecting. It even gives you the questions that you are expected to answer. So I would say that a good way to start is go through the instructions, bring out the questions that are expected for you to fill in. Take your time, maybe type it out or answer it on your computer so that when you then type in the application, it's easy for you to, what's the word? It's easy for you to access and you are able to answer your questions seamlessly. But what I see a lot of people doing is, oh, the initial excitement about the application, you just go into it, you're not reading instructions, you're not uploading your videos well, you're not doing exactly what you're asked to do. And that might just not allow you get the best results. So I would say take your time, take a deep breath, um, then you would have the opportunity to go through the application question. I'm trying to see how to bring Tony back in. Someone said, for those, just a minute. Would there be recorded sessions for people who work during the day? Yes, there would be. Although it's always advised that you attend classes, but you would have the videos recorded as well. Please, can everyone confirm that they can hear me and I'm connected? I just need to bring Tony back on. Tony, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, welcome back. So somebody said there's a part about doing a recording of your motivation and uploading to YouTube. Can you please shed more light on that?
Okay. All right. So what we expect that you do is to first of all record your video, right? Before even going to YouTube as a platform. So first of all, do the recording of your video.
I'm not sure that people can hear Tony because I can't hear her. Please let me know if you can hear Tony. I know you can hear me because I can see the comment section saying you can hear me. But can you hear Tony so that I know that she's speaking to the question that we're addressing? I see, yes, we can hear you, Funsho, but I don't see if you can hear Tony. Okay, we can't hear Tony. Thank you very much, guys. So I would speak to the question she was answering. And just like we've been mentioning, when you are applying for the program, there's a part that says that you need to share a motivation video, a 2 minute motivation video. A lot of people didn't even know what a motivation video. So the motivation video is just speaking to why we should consider you in the program. So if you look at it, if a program is tuition free, you're not paying for it. It means that another word for it would be a scholarship. So if you were to apply for a scholarship, not everybody would make a scholarship. Only the best of the best usually would get scholarships. So when you apply for a scholarship, you want the person who is at the back end, maybe the admission officer or something, to you want them to know why you fit in and why they should pick you amongst everyone. Remember that there are 22 African countries. So you're not just competing as a Nigerian against Nigeria, you are competing with 21 African countries, people from 21 African countries. So what we want to hear in your 2 minutes is why you deserve a spot in the Women Techsters Fellowship Program class of 2024. That's what you're supposed to make in that video. So record that video for 2 minutes. When you record the video, you obviously need to then upload that video on YouTube. If you do not have an account on YouTube, you've never used YouTube before, this is the opportunity for you to then download YouTube and create an account. When you create an account on YouTube, you upload your already recorded video and change it from the settings will tell you maybe privacy or public. If you put it on public, it means that anyone who has access to your YouTube channel will be able to see your video. But so that the people that are seeing your video are just the Women Techsters Fellowship team and yourself, you put it on listed. When you have done that, you copy the link that you have already uploaded into your YouTube channel. You copy the link, then you go back to your application and share the link on that platform. I don't know if everybody understands the process to uploading a video now. All of these things that I have shared is just a Google away, honestly. If you Google how to upload a YouTube video, then you will be able to do that. I'm sure I've been able to clear that part. Let me see if I have any other question that I can speak to. I don't know if Tony is now in the studio. Just trying to go through some of the questions. I'm not able to see some of the questions, but I'm pulling it up as much as I can, just addressing what people are asking. Because I tried accessing my video from another site by sharing the link, but it was unacceptable except with people I attached their email with the video. Balikis Jimo, I do not necessarily understand your I do not necessarily understand your question. I would like to know if there's any email address to add for the YouTube video. We are asked to make, apart from the link to be copied. No. If you already have an email address, a Gmail account, for example, you are able to create a YouTube or sign in or sign up for a YouTube, sign up to the YouTube platform. When you do that, you've recorded your video already and you are now able to upload that video on that platform. When you successfully upload the video on that platform, you try to share. When you share, it will give you opportunity to copy link. That link is what we need. We don't need email addresses or anything like that. Please, would there be a sort of certificate at the end of the program? And if yes, can it be acceptable as a professional certificate? Yes, there would be a certificate for you at the end of the program. Luckily for you, you can also add Tech for Dev as an education on your LinkedIn, on the LinkedIn part of when you're uploading on LinkedIn. When you are creating a profile on LinkedIn, you can now add Tech for Dev as part of your education. So the Women Techsters Fellowship Program is recognized and we will give you a certificate when you're done. Will people who submitted without adding the video link be considered? I do not think so. If you do not have a motivation video, then it means we can't see it. We can't prove why you should be given that support. But I hope that Tony can join in soon and we are able to answer some of these questions together. I applied for the Women Techsters 2024 program, discovered that Hi,
Felicia, I can't seem to hear you. Just to be sure. Can anyone hear me? This is the comment section, so I'm sure that okay. All right. So I think we've lost Felicia. Okay, so I'm trying to pick up from the question that she was answering. I think that the question that was asked was for those who submitted without adding the video. So I'm assuming that this means that you already submitted an application and you probably did not understand what it meant by adding a motivational video and then you clicked submit. So what we can do is you'd get an email from us. We are currently reviewing the people who had challenges when submitting the application and probably did misread the instruction and did not get it, because we saw some comments where they are like, oh, I'm going to send in the video letter. Oh, I didn't know about this, and yet they click submit. So just hold on. You get an email from us, and what we'll do is to attach a form where you can submit your motivational video, where you can now submit the actual motivational video. So I'm just going to request that for those of you who have submitted an application before without attaching a motivational video because you didn't fully understand the instruction and you did not go through the application guide, you get an email from us here at Tech for Them. And once you do, the time slots might be very, very slim to submit that video. So I will strongly advise that you record the video now before you get that and upload it on YouTube and get your link ready before you get that email. Once you get that email, put in the email address you use in applying, in submitting your application, the initial application where you forgot to add your YouTube link. Look for the exact email address. You'll be required to input the exact email address on that form, and then you would have a spot to input the YouTube recording on that form also. So yes, you get an email from us. Okay, so somebody's question says, what if the motivation video is not up to 2 minutes? What if it's less than 2 minutes? That's fine. But just ensure that you're answering the right questions in your less than 2 minutes video. I doubt you'll be able to answer the questions that will make you stand out in 50 or 60 seconds. It's going to be a minute, 30 seconds tops to be able to get to answer the right questions and to be able to make your application stand out. So as long as you're able to make your motive strong, deliver a right address, that's fine. If it's less than 2 minutes, the timing is not a problem, but ensure that you're answering the right questions and you're answering them well. So I can see a question here that says, does the processor of the laptop used matter? I dropped my laptop processor, but I'm changing it soon. I hope it won't affect the application. Depending on the learning track you're applying for, right? Certain learning tracks require a very high processing speed, a very strong device, a device that can allow them take do certain practicals in class, certain projects. So yes, it matters depending on the learning track you're applying for. So here's my advice to you. Research on the learning track you're applying for, research on the laptop specification that would make your learning process seamless and ensure that your laptop has that specification. So yeah, I can't give all specifications for all the learning track, but what you can do, the learning track you want to apply for. Is it product management? If it's software dev? If it's data science? Go online, look for the specifications that would matter, and then check it alongside what you currently have. Okay, so there's a question that says, would there be a sort of a certificate at the end of the program? And if yes, can it be acceptable as a professional certificate? Yes, there will be a certificate at the end of the program. And yes, the certificate is well recognized. You can use it to apply for jobs. You can use it to back up your applications across different sectors, basically. So yes, there will be a certificate, and the certificate is very, very important. It's highly, recognized and awarded significance. So yeah, you get that. So I'm trying to look for more questions. Please, when is the deadline for submitting the application? The deadline for submitting the application is 27th May 2023. The application opened up 27th April 2023, last month, 27th to be precise. And yes, it's open for 1 month. So do hurry up and turn in your application as soon as you can. No rush, but ensure that you turn in your application on or before May 27th. Okay. All right. So when will the assessment session begin? Well, the technical assessment phase would begin just after the application phase has been concluded. Once we have screened the application received, you would receive an email stating if you move to the next stage or if we would not be continuing with your application. So yes, the next stage will be the technical assessment stage. Okay, so Still taking. Okay, so I see Sarah's question here. Can someone who has applied for the software development learning track take the training on both the front end and back end development? No, you cannot. This is because both classes are happening consecutively, right? It's not in different timing. It's not different. It's not like you can take the front end in the morning class and then take the back end in the evening class. You have to specify on a niche. You have to choose if you're going for the front end learning track or if you're going for the back end learning track. It's important that you stick to one and you learn all you can about that particular learning track. It's very intensive. You can't even manage the two, right? But here's my advice. If you're interested in being a full stack software developer, meaning that you want to have both front end and back end skills, you can decide on which one you want to learn first in the Women Texas Fellowship application and go through it. And then you can take side courses to expand your knowledge of the other learning track that you are not able to take during the software development. Hi, Felicia. Good to have you back. Can
Hi.
you hear me?
Yeah, hi Tony. I was off for a bit, but I see that you are in charge and you're doing well. Well done.
Thank you. I think the network is a general thing in Nigeria today. But
Right.
yeah, okay.
So have we been able to like answer some of the questions, or do we still have
Yes,
more?
we still have more questions. So I just finished the question that popped up. So I think we can take the next question. Okay, so the next question says, please, I noticed that you did not conclude okay, let me read this so that everybody can understand. So she says that she noticed that she can't save the application, like, if you are not able to submit the application at a sitting, then you can't go back. You have to start from the very beginning. Yes, this is very, very true. You cannot save and come back to complete your application, right? So you only have one time to sit and complete the application at a spot. So what we advise is that you go through the application guide that is in the application form, right? And so that you're able to know those things that are going to take your time. So once you know the things that are going to take your time, like the essays, the video, you have them ready. You write down your essays, keep them on a notepad on your Word document. And then when you open up the application, every other thing is basically your normal something that would not take you time to think, right? You know the learning track you want to apply for, you know your date of birth, you know your name, you know things that are your institution and all of that. So you can just put those details, and then the essays that would have taken your time, that would have needed you to save and submit, you have them written on a notepad or a Word document. So you copy and paste, copy your YouTube link and paste, and then you click submit. So before you rush in to want to submit, I know you might be tempted to say, oh, I've gotten to question 39, how do I start again? And the most important thing is that you're putting in your best application. You don't want to have regrets about starting again. So yes, please go over it again and ensure that you have the things that are going to be taking your time sorted out before you begin your application process. Hi, Funsho, can you hear me?
Yes, Tony, I'm experiencing back end issues here, so I'm not able to participate as
Okay, okay.
I
Okay, so
would.
I'll
So
just
maybe just
continue.
answer some of the, just continue answering the questions. When I'm able to fix myself, I will join in.
All right, all right, all right. So let's do that. So I'll take other questions while Funsho is able to join us. So okay, so I'm looking for more questions. Um, okay. Okay, so Balki says that will the YouTube video posted as private still be accessible by the Women Texas team after the link is copied and attached to the application form? Yes. If you share, as long as you share a link with us, we're able to access it. Ensure that you get your settings right. Like Funsha earlier said, Google is your best bet. While in our application guide, we have included our own processes that can help you make the application seamless. You can also do extra research by going to Google, search how you can upload your video and share it with just one person being able to access it with the link. You're going to see details on it. So yes, once it's posted as private, so that when external people come on your page, they are not seeing, they are not seeing, they are not seeing YouTube video. That's why it's treated as private. It doesn't mean that nobody gets to see it. Anybody you share the link with gets to see it. So for more details and all of that, please make use of the internet too. And you can also watch YouTube videos that can just show you practical steps to do that. So Menat Mohammed says, do we study different fields during the 2 weeks, or it will be somehow specialized? I applied for data analysis. The program is not 2 weeks, it's 6 months intensive. You probably might be missing this program with the bootcamp program. However, the fellowship program is 6 months intensive. And yeah, you're going to get specialized training across the data science field, but not like you're going to be splitted in groups, right? But together as a whole, you explore the different course contents we have planned out for you in our data science track. So I know that this question is for the bootcamp because I can see data analysis and not data science. In the bootcamp, that's where we offer data analysis program, and it's the bootcamp that is 3 weeks, not even 2 weeks. So yeah, so this question is for the bootcamp, but for the data science, it's 6 months intensive, not 2 weeks, and you get to learn a couple of things in data science that at the end of the program you're not able to specialize specifically if you want to go into the AI field, what kind of AI field you want to major in. Yeah, so you'll get that. So let's take other questions. um okay, so Christy says, based on this info I am seeing, I haven't done the application right, can I reapply? I don't understand what you mean by you haven't done the application right, but I'll answer from this perspective. If you mean that you did not submit your video right, like I said earlier, we are going to send an email to everyone who had, an issue while submitting their video, and we're going to request that you send us the video via a link that will be provided in your email. So watch out for that. Once you get that email, submit the right link for your YouTube video. Yes, so I hope that that's what you mean, Christian. I hope that I'm able to answer your question. Okay, so let's take more questions. Okay, so I can see two similar questions here by Kevway and Perpetual. So the Women Texas Fellowship Program is 1 year. However, 6 months is for training. 6 months is for training. Like the first 6 months is you being in class, you learning the learning track you have chosen, and you participating in class, turning up your assessments, turning up your projects, turning up your quiz, participating in group works and all of that. That's for the first 6 months. And during that 6 months, you're also going to get soft skill training. We're going to train you on different soft skills, right? That's for the first 6 months of the 1 year long program. Now, the second half of the program involves some areas of the program, which is something like the mentorship. You get to be paired with a mentor, and then the internship placement. Now, these two are not automatic for everybody in the program, right? There are specific requirements for accessing this. Like you must have, aced the classes. You must be one of the top students. Like you must have great grades to be able to, get access to these internship opportunities and even the mentorship opportunities. So there are certain criteria laid down to access, the internship and the mentorship. But that's the later end of the program. That's the other 6 month part of the program. So yeah, once you get into the program, you get to find out more about how the other 6 months part of the program work. But we definitely provide students with outstanding performances, opportunities to, get internship across our partner organizations that we have that help place our fellows on internship. So we'll provide you interview slots where you get to, sit one-on-one with the organization that is willing to hire you and see if you're a perfect match for the organization. So that's the latter part of the program, the other 6 month part of the program. The first 6 months is the training, both of the technical training and the soft skill training. And then the last 6 months is the mentorship and the internship placement. Okay, so I think I've also answered Oluwa Kemi's question that talks about is it everybody that will get the 6 month internship? Like I said, no, not everybody that will get the 6 month internship. And the internship is not with Techsters. I can see a question saying that is the internship with with Tech for Dev. No, the internship is not with Tech for Dev. We have tech organizations that are going to that are our partners that are looking to always hire interns that they need based on their job need, based on the need of the organization at that particular time. So they might be needing product designers, product managers, data scientists, and all of that. So we have job partners uh, in Nigeria and outside Nigeria that are willing to take in interns. So I hope that answers your question. Um, so somebody asked, how many hours is one expected to sacrifice a day for the program? An average of 6 hours per day, 30 hours per week, if you calculate it right. So 6 hours per day, 30 hours in a week. So that's the amount of time you need to sacrifice for the fellowship program. So I think that we've taken quite a number of questions, right? Please confirm if you can still hear me. I can't really see anything on my
Yeah, I think
screen now.
recurring questions.
But I'd love to.
Yeah, Queen, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, so I said that
So
I
I don't know
think
if you.
that we've almost exhausted our time, and somebody is still asking, please, when is the deadline for the application? Just like Toyin said, we have a month since we went live to apply for the first stage of the program. So if you qualify for the second stage, you would know because you will get a mail to that effect. But right now, just focus on the fact that you have 1 month to be able to apply for the program. So I'm guessing that, and somebody said, can I take the classes on weekend?
No, 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 no. There's no. The only program we have under the Women Techsters initiative that allows weekend and weekday classes is the bootcamp program, right? But the fellowship program is not splitted that way. It's a day program. Like you can only take it during the weekday, like Mondays to Fridays. There are no weekend classes, so you cannot take the classes on weekend.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining in from wherever you're joining in from, whatever country you're joining in from. This AMA section, which is like Ask Me Any Questions section, would always happen over time. We will try our best to have it as often as questions come up. But we just want to wish you all the best, and we hope that you put your best foot forward. Again, Tony, maybe you can just speak on those people that feel like they've messed up their application. What can I do? Maybe you can just reiterate what she said, because I'm not sure I heard it, but reiterate that part and let them know what can be done.
Okay, so for those people who had issues in submitting the first application form, especially with the YouTube recording, because that's one of the most common issues we've seen in the application form from our own end, we'll be reviewing those applications, and then we'll send each and every one of you an email. You get an email from us sometime next week. And once you get that email, there's going to be a form attached to that email where you can resubmit your YouTube link. So when you're doing that, ensure you attach the email address you use in applying initially, just so that we can match both applications together, right? So ensure you use the same details, your full name, the way it was written in your first application, the email address you use in your first application, both the primary and the secondary email, and then you can now give us a new link for your YouTube video. So yes, that's what we're going to be able to do for each and every one of you who feel like they've messed up the first application. So do expect an email from us sometime next week once we're done reviewing the applications and seeing those who made mistakes. Please note that we would only be sending emails to those from Thursday last week till today, because we believe that after today, everybody should have, taken correction and you're not making the same mistake when you're submitting your application next week. So we're only going to do that for just this week, right? So you get that email from us so that you're able to resubmit the YouTube link.
Let me just reiterate and say again that the Women Techsters team and the Tech for Dev team are the only people that will give a second chance for an application that was already written, that you only have a chance to apply. So take this opportunity that you're getting as a one in a lifetime opportunity, because read instructions, follow the instruction, don't be in a haste. If a program is going to run, application process is going to run for a month, it means you have a month to prepare, to put your best foot forward. If we say that an application is open to 22 African countries, why do we need to pick you, who is from Algeria, to be part of the program? Why do we need to pick you, who is from Morocco? Why do you need to be the one in Nigeria, in Enugu State? Why is it you? So it's important that you know that this is serious business. So as much as we are giving you opportunity to rewrite your story in such a way that you're able to then upload, please don't take this for granted, because after this opportunity, you would not get another opportunity to redo or resend or upload your motivation video anymore. So again, I would say the program is a 6 month intensive program that you will participate in when the class starts, sometimes in September. There's a 6 month part which is for internship, but internship is not automatic. It's important that you note that it's only those that are qualified, the best of the best, that will get the internship program. However, we have processes in place. We have soft skills training that will prepare you for the labor market. We have trainings that would make you be able to apply and land yourself a job. We have plethora of stories and cases of past alumni that got jobs without even our help. Of course, we try to place people, and we don't just place people in tech for dev alone. We are not even placing people in tech for dev mostly. We have job partners that partner with us, and our candidates or our fellows are able to then apply to those places. So I wish you all the best in your application. Please again read instructions, take your time, put your best foot forward, and very soon we'll catch up with you also on our social media platform. So if you are not following us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, please follow us. Our handle is at Tech for Dev. On Twitter is at Tech for Dev HQ, but every other platform is at Tech for Dev. So please, if you're not following us, this is the good time to follow us, because we drop daily updates on the program on our social media platform, and that's the only way you can keep up to date with our program. So thank you very much, everyone. Very soon we might have another live session, depending on the frequently asked questions and the stumbling block we see that some of you are having. We will have it, and you would know only if you are following our social media platform. So thank you so much, Tony. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. We wish you all the best. Any last word, Tony?
Yeah, thanks so much, Funsho. So, last words would be, we are rooting for you. Domain Texas Team Tech for Dev as a whole. We're looking forward to the amazing application that you have to put. We understand that it's going to take a lot of hard work from your end, and you need to really, 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 really do justice to the application. I just want to say that we are hopeful that you get selected to be part of the Women Texas Fellowship Program. And please do your best. Please ensure that you submit a great application, write your essays well, do your videos well. These are very, very important, right? It's a program that you do not want to miss. And lastly, share within your community. If you are in a country that is outside of Nigeria, you understand that most of your community do not really know about the program, because of course it's the grassroots of the program is from Nigeria, which is normal, right? But what you want to do is to be that person that shares this opportunity with them. So share within your community, share within your family and friends. It's interesting to see that we've gotten quite a number of applications from people just sharing with their friends and families from our back end. And I think that this is very insightful to see how much it is that we care about our community and the women within our network. So we just want to encourage women in other countries outside of Nigeria, Nigeria inclusive. Please do share within your community, share across board, share with your friends, your family, your sisters, people you finish school from. It's an opportunity that they do not want to miss. So ensure that you are able to change their lives by providing this opportunity for them. So thank you so much, everyone, once again. It's
Thank
been an
you,
amazing pleasure.
everyone. Yeah, catch up with you on our social media platform and maybe the next live session. Enjoy the rest of your day.